Part 21, Week 18, the Iconic Finish. The last installment coming up. The reason being is that I had an issue to Hyundai and they washed it, and I'm not quite sure what they did, but it certainly doesn't allow me to carry on. Not that there's much to see. The original first footage I did with ADS, unfortunately that was really poor. I did a ratio of 16 to 1 ounce, which should have been fantastic film, and it came out more watery than Iconic. Iconic is 16 to 1, and for Rinseless it came out pretty good, to be honest. I probably could have done 2 ounces and it would have been much thicker, but I don't think it really mattered. I of course come out with my water kettle, and that is watering everything down. It's battery of course, so I only have to press it. I decided to use the Incredibel mitt this time, because they do recommend it for that. I'm going to do my normal thing where I go over it, go over each side, turn it over when I go to the next side, and just wipe everything down. The main thing today is just to dry this off and then get onto the water test and just try and show you roughly where I think it is. And I think to a certain degree that is problematic as it is, just because when I'm looking at this, and actually just going to say that Iconic dries off reasonably nicely. As you can see, everything looks nice and shiny, though it was before because Hyundai just cleaned it. When we go into the water behavior one, it's from a different day previously when I used ADS. So as that comes up, I'm going to try and zoom in a little bit. It is a different day, and I'm going to try and show you once again. Everything was applied with a rag, nothing was sprayed on. All products were applied the same way, including quick beads. When I look at the kind of right-hand side of the vehicle shot, you're going to see that everything's pretty slow. Anyone else had this kind of problem with their spray coating on there would have probably put some more on. The way I see this currently is hot coat is probably doing the best on this side. Next is DIY detail, quick beads. I think Envie and Jimbo's are coming along slowly. Ceramic gloss I think has had its time, but it kind of holds water in and around there. You can see that Envie's just coming in behind that. And the water movement is slow. Once you've had these on for a little while, they ceased beading a long time ago in terms of real beading. Once they get flooded, they just allow water to drain off. I'm also going to bear in mind that Envie and Hot Coat are very similar formulas. I think Jimbo's may be a similar formula to Turtle Wax, but all his information is actually not what I thought originally, but it's actually all secret, so you don't really know what's in it at all. Now I just put a container of liquid on which really drowns it, and then you can see what's moving. And once again, as I look, Hot Coat, quick beads is kind of bearing down. And it's Jimbo and Envie, and obviously ceramic gloss is not working, but that's holding water there, making it difficult for the other ones to work as well, whereas Jimbo's is probably getting a little bit of help from Hot Coat. But you can see Envie slowly moving along. I personally don't think you are going to go wrong if you buy any of them. I would personally look at something if it was on a low cost. Like the Turtle Wax at the time when I purchased it was at $3. You're not really going to buy cheaper than that. I think Hot Coat was a good price in terms of a gallon. I don't know if you use that much. I think Hot Coat and Envie can all be used in every way that you want. As I say, very similar. I believe them to be very similar formulas. If you like the smell of one over another, that's probably to use it. If you like ceramic gloss smell over something else, it might be the reason you want to use it. It's not going to be there forever, but you can certainly use it. Jimbo's doesn't have a smell. This is more of a chemical smell, but I think that's fine. Quick Beads is also a chemical smell as well, which could also be a reason for it to hang around a little bit longer. So I'm going to wrap up this right hand side and then we're going to move along to the left hand side, because I think you can see I'm only really going at most is 12 inches down the hood for how it's working. To me it's fairly clear. So going on to the left hand side, obviously got Jesscar on the left side. You'll see the edge of Jimbo's on the right, and this is where I was leaning across and spraying it just to see if I could get it sprayed on. And then once again, as you look, I can see a little bit of Jesscar moving there and Hot Coat. Those two are actually moving not too dissimilar. I believe Adams is struggling, so that will affect again the ones on either side, which is kind of similar to ceramic gloss. Now as I look at Turtle Wax, once again it is clearing, but it could be clearing better because of Hot Coat is cleared. I can see that both products for Turtle Wax have done something, whereas you can see that the Adams spray is much slower. So I'm going to come back in here with the water again, because I'm re-showing that same footage just to see, you know, exactly what happens when the panel is completely flooded. And that's kind of how you can tell how well they're going. None of the beads look pretty at this time of their life. Plus 12,000 miles on the car in 18 weeks. I'm splashing a lot of liquid on. It doesn't happen as obviously as viciously as that, but what it shows me is if they're working. And once again, I look at Jesscar and Hot Coat and I see them both working down, but like a ticking timer. And then as I look at the Turtle Waxes, they're on the slower side. Maybe Seal and Shine is a bit slower than its partner there. They're both still roughly working, just very slowly now. The spray wax obviously is most likely dead, or it looks the worst of the lot. But once again, if you were using this and you were spraying it on your vehicle every 4 weeks, every 8 weeks, I don't think you're going wrong with any of them. And I think as I look at this, you can see that even the Turtle Wax is a little on the slow side, and you can see it slowly draining down. But that Adams area looks like it's holding up a lot more. It may actually be slightly worse than ceramic gloss. I think I said that. But you can tell as you see it going slowly. So what I'm going to do now is just stand back a little bit and see the whole lineup. You can see the cloths that I used. I took a microfiber and cut it up and just applied with a microfiber, so there couldn't be any oddities in the amount sprayed out of a trigger or anything else, especially as two of them didn't even have triggers. To take the Jesscar and the Quick Beads, I applied them really, they were a little bit more out of sync with this. And I think once again, as you look at the water coming down on, and it's not as heavy with liquid, Hot Coat seems to be doing a little bit better, and Jesscar. But I declare a winner? I don't think there really is a full-on winner, but you know, if you want to call it Hot Coat Jesscar right at the front, you could. If you wanted to say Quick Beads is in there fighting a chance, you could also say that too. As I look at it, I don't think Envie is terrible. It's doing its best, remembering it has something next to it that's not performing, and anything that's next to it's not performing won't show as well. Obviously the side where it is showing a little bit more, it's doing a little bit better. For me, as I look at these, I don't think you can go wrong with any of them that you buy. I think you should do it based on the cost versus how much you want to use it. One thing again, I'm not really sure why hot coat you can use a lot and Envie really only once a month. I think Josh B was indicating that hot coat could be used more. I have obviously a gallon of quick beads, but quick beads is spray and rinse normally, but I didn't use it as that on this. I applied it with an applicator, so that may allow it to last a little bit longer. Just going back over some of my pictures I'm looking at now, and I would say just to the left, which is where I see, yes, and just to the right. So as I look at the Quivr and the Jimbos, that is how they are sat from the original pictures. But if you go back to the first couple posts I did, you'll see where I think I posted all the pictures and I put something down upon them. I'm not sure I'm going to go next. What I'd really like to do is to test the 1 year coating, or do some 1 year coatings and test them. What I'm not really keen on is the fact that a 1 year coating is plus of $70 or plus of $50. The ones I was specifically thinking of is you've got the new pan one, you've got the new DIY one, you've got the older can coat, which could be tried, and there's a few others out there. But then you've also got the no hype. You've also got the black rhino version. Those are $25 each. It's almost like buying, it's getting close to buying Envie as a bottle of spray. And then if you were to take Envie and use it every month, you would still have plenty left at the end of the year, and you would keep going. You could probably make it last 2 years and have a great finish. So that's my look on it. Thanks very much for watching. Why don't you comment to say what you think your winner was? I don't believe you'll go wrong buying any of them. Thank you and goodbye.